Hello. So today I want to talk about the diagnosis itself. I'll talk about two things. I might do more than one video on this. But first I want to address not being believed, because it is a big thing not to be believed that you do have any autism. It's so related to cognitive or mental problems where you're not able to communicate at all in some cases. But for this, and the women that I've researched that also are dealing with it, they have the social aspect. You know, they have other things that they do, but the social part of communicating with others, and if you're at work, you have kind of politicking you do, and you talking to different people about different things socially that's outside of work. So for me, being a black female, it's like I'm a unicorn. It's like, that's not true. You know, you don't have any autism, and autism is all these other things with the repeating of certain behaviors, not being able to socialize at all, or very minimal without someone directly supporting you, and that's not true. And I also have been doing my own research on it, and the women that are talking about it say that they are not able to really get any support with it, because most of the research is based on males and how males deal and present with autistic symptoms. Socializing is a big thing for females especially, and the expectations that females are to behave in a certain manner I've spoken on before. So for me specifically, and being a black female is really tough, because if you can learn and go to school and you can work and get along with certain people to a certain degree, you're fine. However, the personal life, dating or friendships, and just having a social life with people outside is very difficult, and it's not looked at as a problem. But the whole social aspect is everything if you're high functioning, because you need to be able to grow. Now for me, I'm having a tough time with explaining to anyone that my problem with socializing is I don't really understand a lot of things that are being said to me. And I've been talking to a few people since, you know, I've put this out there. And they're saying, you know, you're good. You just, you know, you say what you feel and you're fine. Just be strong and you can get through this. And autism is not something you get through. It's not something you get over. You can't medicate it. It doesn't go away. It's something that the other people have to be aware of that you're dealing with. So someone may say, well, when you see this person, or when we're talking, this is what I want you to do, or this is what we mean and it's good. Why can't you just do that? It's not a bad thing. Not taking into consideration that it has nothing to do with good or bad. I hope you don't hear all these sounds out here. But it has nothing to do with good or bad. It's about how I function. So being that with this type of social problem, that you're mimicking what other people do and you're following what other people say, that you don't have any follow-up. So if you're telling me to smile and be nice, if this person is smiling and being nice back to me, I can do that. If they're feeling anything about it, if it's a sarcastic smile, or if it's not really genuine, or even if it is genuine and they want more interaction with me, I don't really catch on to that, because I'm not naturally doing what I would naturally do anyway. So it's easier to see that people have said that I am what I'd like to go be to myself, or I'm an introvert, which I'm not. What makes me introverted is when I do participate or engage, if I'm talking or doing something that someone else doesn't see necessary or have much interest in, I have to kind of go along with whatever they're doing and talking about. And as you get older, that gets to be too much, because everyone changes as they get older, hopefully, you know. And what interests me and what I know as far as getting wiser as you get older, you know more things. So if I used to go along with something and I no longer do it, it may seem strange, I'm acting funny, when in fact I never liked it, and I don't really know how to tell you I never liked it, because I've spent so many years pretending that I could do what you asked me to do, or I can do what the people in that group do. So it's confusing, because the faking part is called masking, and you can look that up as well. I'm trying to post videos of other women talking about it, masking and pretending, and that is a whole nother issue. So there's many things that we do that we can do to a person who doesn't have autism, social issues, as far as getting along and participating in, but it feels terrible. And when you get older, you want to do more of what you want to do, because you're an adult and you don't feel the need to have to follow what someone else tells you. And it can seem like you're being kind of fighting with them and being obstinate, or just not trying to work with other people, when actually you really don't know how to verbalize, I don't like that, I never did. And explaining why doesn't make sense, because you've done it so long, it doesn't make sense to someone who doesn't have to be that way. So these are some of the things that are really difficult in trying to express or explain to anyone, as far as how to just be, or you'll be strong. Strength has nothing to do with it. You can teach me how to deal with anxiety, but that's something I can practice, but that's going to be a lifelong thing, because the anxiety is coming from engaging in something I will not get used to, because it is not normal for me. And being at this point where I'm going to be doing things and speaking on things that are about me and that relate to what makes me comfortable, it's going to be hard for people to accept that. Like I said, it's like you're a unicorn. Never heard of someone like you that can do what you can do. Just stop doing this or that. And they don't understand that that is how you function. So you wouldn't tell a person who couldn't see, well, start seeing now. I told you where everything is in the house. Just go walk to it. You know, they have to acclimate to their environment, and the environment has to be for them. You can't just tell someone to do something that they're not able to naturally do. It's not something you can cure. And if it is, I haven't heard of it, and I don't see how. Because it's the way my mind functions, thinks, and what I need to be comfortable is going to be different. So I like people. I like to engage, but the whole encouragement of engaging to the extent someone else wants me to is overwhelming. And as many people get older, they don't need as much. Many, not all. I can't speak for all of anybody, but as you get older, you may not need as much socialization with as many people. You have a couple of friends, and that's great. But if you're more like someone like me, who likes to have their own time and gets exhausting trying to explain yourself and fit in and fake it constantly, that is just a bit much. I don't like it. I never did, and I'm really glad I'm at this point, not knowing where it's going to lead. But I will be talking more about faking it to make it, because that's more what we do. We fake it, and you get to a certain point in your life. That's why it gets harder as you get older, and as I was reading that a lot of women are getting diagnosed later, because the faking it part gets to be too much, too difficult. So I'm trying to feel that out. Like I said, I can communicate well with people who do not have it, but I don't know. I'm still thinking in my mind, and I'm putting a lot of energy into trying to communicate that. So just wanted to speak a little bit on masking and pretending, and how this is not something you can solve or fix. It's something that everyone involved needs to participate in, understand, accept, and work along with. Not judge and expect something that isn't realistic for someone like myself. So that's this installment. Thanks.